Alright, hey people, it's Shakes here, and I'm here to finally do a unboxing and review of the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Dino Thunder Black Ranger figure for, obviously, the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. It's the last of this wave, I believe, to come out. So, yeah, after Dino Fury Blue, Lost Galaxy Pink, and Dino Thunder Mesogog. But we do have at least 7 more figures coming out with the 5-pack of the Alien Rangers, and then Yellow SPD and Lost Galaxy. So, yeah, and then later in the year, Red Turbo, Yellow RPM, and Blue Lightspeed. So, yeah. So that'll be good. But for now, we just have Dino Thunder Black. So, here we go with the box. Got a bit dented up in the or in transit. But the box isn't actually that bad. The box it came in, though, was even more dented. So yeah, thank you UPS and Amazon. But anyways, yeah. So we got the front of the box here with a render of the figure, the Power Rangers Lightning Collection logo, name of the Ranger and everything, and then artwork for the Ranger suit, which is nice, the Hasbro logo, and all that. Then we got this side with the bigger picture of the figure, which is nice, the Power Rangers Dino Thunder logo, and then the helmets for Ranger. I completely forgot to cut open the box. Or not the box itself, just the tape that is holding the top of this closed. There we go. I usually do that before these reviews, and now you see why I will generally take the figures out of the packaging before I do these. But anyways, yeah. So right here with the back, you got, again, the render of the figure, but then the figure with the Tommy head, obviously, rest in peace, Jason David Frank. But yeah, with the height of the figure, Power Rangers Dino Thunder logo again. The accessories it comes with a couple more hands, the helmet, the brachio staff, and the energy effect piece. Tommy Oliver, Dino Thunder, Black Ranger, and everything. So, yeah. It's crazy. Within the last couple of waves of this, we finally have the complete Dino Thunder team. Which is nice. And it seems like they're focusing on completing teams that they've already started, which is nice. Because we also got we also got Beast Morphers Yellow, and we'll soon have completions of Lost Galaxy and SPD, so that'll be nice for the main teams at the very least. Still a few figures that they could do for SPD, and I hope they do in the future. And yeah. And then they have one more figure to do with Beast Morphers. I'm really surprised that they haven't done yet. So yeah, so the accessories and the figure, which actually looks pretty good for the most part. So yeah. So let's look at the accessories first. You got the effect piece. So yeah. The extra hands. One is a opposing hand, the other's a fist. The helmet, which thankfully has all the paint that it needs on it, with the gold trim on the visor. Purple eyes and the red thing right there. I think it's supposed to be red, but it may not be showing up quite as well as it should be on camera. That does look like a shade of red, or maybe it's magenta, I don't know. And then the Brachio staff, which thankfully has a good amount of the gold paint on it, and it's thankfully a pretty simple thing to do in this scale in regards to paint and the mold and everything. Fortunately got a bit bent in the box, but I guess I just kind of fixed that. Just bend it back a little bit and keep working at it and it'll be fine. So again, we got the Dino Thunder black figure with the Jason David Frank circa 2004 head, which, he, yeah, he's seen better days. This doesn't exactly look like Tommy, but it's very early 2000s, though. Early to mid 2000s in regards to this kind of fashion. But yeah, and if you wanted to put this on the other figures' heads that Tommy has been with, the green Mighty Morphin Ranger, the white Mighty Morphin Ranger, Zeo Red, and eventually when Red Turbo comes out, that one, you can just pop that Tommy head on him and act like it's older Tommy. But yeah. But, again, pop that head off, and then okay, that's a little concerning. The hole on the helmet for the joint is a little loose. Yeah, that's not good. It's a bit loose. Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't, maybe, I don't think it's the joint size. I think it's the thing on the helmet. Luckily, don't need to worry about that too much, but that is just something that I immediately noticed. But let's look at the figure in regards to detail. I think that this is actually pretty good. The Dino Thunder figures are pretty good in regards to detailing. Fortunately, the gold on the hands is not painted, but granted, I think only Dino Thunder white, yeah, or not white, Dino Thunder red. I think Dino Thunder red is the only one to get the trim on the hands painted for these figures, because I have the other ones off camera, and I'll show them with this guy in a second. But yeah, so it's really no surprise right there. They've stopped painting the hands on a lot of the figures that they did those with. So yeah, if they're part of a team, but hey, inconsistency is pretty much one of the only few consistent things in regards to the Lightning Collection. So yeah. Obviously, they didn't paint any of the gold on the Morpher, which is, it's whatever. They don't paint the Morphers generally on most of the figures if they're too complex. If the Morphers are too complex to paint, they generally don't do it. The only ones that they really do are the Time Force ones, I believe, because the two Time Force figures we've gotten so far have had the paint. In fact, Time Force Blue had better and more paint than Red, so I don't know. But yeah, but luckily, pretty much every other bit of gold paint that you would want on the figure is pretty much there from what I can tell. Mainly just on his sides and on the gold shoulder pads and everything, and then obviously the Dino Thunder logo and everything. So again, I think it's actually mostly okay. The only thing that's worrying me is the head. Yeah, that's a bit concerning. Don't know why. Yeah, I think that it's the thing that you put the joint into is it's a bit bigger than it should be, I think. Let's compare to... Okay, I think I see the problem here. Hopefully you guys can see it. It looks like... Or maybe it is just the... Yeah, or maybe it's just the way that the thing is molded to compare the civilian head to the Ranger helmet head. That is just weird. And why is it the Dino Thunder figures that have problems with the helmets? Because Dino Thunder White, if you remember, had the unpainted visor trim on the helmet that you had to then contact Hasbro customer support over. Yeah, but yeah, so that's, unfortunately, the head's just a bit loose, which it really shouldn't be, but yeah. So let's get to the articulation. Obviously, the head you can spin in a 360 is a bit too loose. Let me know if you guys also get a loose head on yours, if you're watching this review and you have your own, or you're going to get your own. Because I want to know if this is a consistent issue with this figure. Because I've heard nothing but good things about this figure, and I don't like that I have a slightly faulty one. And I guess no one else does. But yeah, so the arms you can move back and forth like this. Luckily, though, those are loose, but not like overly loose, which is fine. Arms you can move like this. Luckily, those aren't that stiff. It looks like they've smoothed out a lot of the stiffness issues with the joints, which is nice. So yeah, you can just move that in a 90-degree angle and all around and everything, that's interesting. Arms are on a double, or the elbows are on double ball joints, pinned, not pinless, which is whatever. It's consistent with the Dino Thunder figures at the very least, at least the Dino Thunder male figures. But yeah. And then the hands you can move like this in a 360, and then that you can move in a 360 as well. Torso. Oh, I don't like that. That's a bit looser than I think it should be, but otherwise is whatever. I don't like that it's making that noise. The rest of them don't. Legs you can move in like a somewhere between 45 and 90-degree angle like that. Spin around in a 360 like that. Knees are on a double ball joint. So yeah. And the feet are a bit stiff, but fine. Not like a bad stiff. And then you can move them side to side. You can move these in a 360 because of how they're on their joints. So yeah. Let's move these out of the way. So yeah, so to give you guys an overall impression of the figure itself, for the most part, I think this figure is fine. I think it's good. The only things on my particular one are it's mainly the helmet, just with the ball joints socket on the helmet. That is the only thing that I personally think is bad, because it's loose. It's a little too loose, and I have a feeling if this accidentally drops on the floor or something, the helmet could come loose and go flying somewhere, depending on how hard it hits the ground, or the floor. So it's really just a thing of get one of your own, see if you have a better bit of luck with it than me, in regards to how your figure is, and just, yeah. Again, inconsistency is really the only consistency, or one of the few consistencies across the Lightning Collection. Luckily, though, I would say this figure is mostly good. That's really the only issue I have with it, and I wonder why that is, because I have not seen that issue with the Lightning Collection thus far. The helmets have always been fine in regards to the ball joint sockets, so I don't know, it's really weird. But yeah. So yeah, how weird is that it's like the second helmet issue with a Dino Thunder figure in this line. But yeah. So to bring these guys in, I have the main or the other the other four figures for the entire Dino Thunder team, aka Aba Ranger if you watch Super Sentai. So yeah, so I have them posed because I've had them posed in these poses for a while. And if you're wondering what I have in regards to their feet, they're these like little platform things that you can get on Amazon for like $20 a pop. They come with like, I think, it's either 25 or 50 of them a pop. I think it's 50. And I got two things of those earlier this year, and I put them in my Lightning Collection figures, feats, and the Indiana Jones figure that I have's feet. Mainly because when I had some of these guys standing on one of the shelves in my room, they would easily fall for no reason. Which I think is just a bit of a defect in regards to how the feet are molded. Most of these guys stand fine. It's just that when you are wanting to put them on a shelf for display purposes for a long period of time, that can just happen. And I don't know why, and it's stupid, and yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna get more for the rest of the figures I have, and more for more of the figures I have, or I will get in the future. Also forgot the Mesogog figure I have right there that I did a review of. So if you want to go check that out, go ahead. But yeah, now we got another team complete in regards to the Lightning Collection. And yeah, overall, get these figures if you don't have them yet, and you can get them for a decent price. Luckily, I've been getting these as time has gone on, and I really do appreciate that all these guys got their signature weapons, in addition to the gun versions of their blasters and the sword versions. That was really nice, and I'm actually really glad that Hasbro did address the issue with Dino Thunder White's helmets not having the black visor trim that it should have. As well as I don't think it's much red as it should have, which is nice. So, yeah, so I'm going to be posing this, or posing these guys at some point, and I'll show that off when I do. So, yeah, so I really don't have much else to say. Get the figure if you think that it's good enough, and if you already have the other Dino Thunder figures, you might as well get it. If you already have the other Tommy figures in this line, you may as well get it. So, yeah. So I really don't have much else to say, so links in the description on my shit, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you guys in the next one.